You're listening to The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes, I am your host Matt Burns, and yes, I am later than usual. I can also say very busy packed schedule I've had recently, and I can also state at least I'm actually, I thought it'd be best me going live this week. Great, it's a great way, I know I've had some time, doing pre-records and everything due to an even more busier schedule, but I just thought this week I had to be live this week. It was something that I felt as though that needed to be done. Now, just to cover certain details, let's get down to wrestling. This week's episode will be not as long as I normally do, but that's because I can also say I've had a very long, tiring day, which I'll get. And I will mention some of that in some of the news I will be discussing today, which is, let's just start off with the mention of the new roster reveal that will be happening for the UKWA tomorrow, which, just so you know, you never know, it could be a tag team, it could be an individual, we could, more than one reveal could end up happening, possibly for UKWA, but it's going to be happening, so please check out the UKWA's social media, their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But I just thought to get that one out of the way. Now, the next piece of news is in regards to something that is actually non-wrestling, but more mixed martial arts, which is to do with UFC. Now, the whole situation of what's gone on with the current, the most recent main event, which involves Conor McGregor, I can only say that situation was absolutely hectic, crazy, and got out of order. Now, I thought to just put a bit of my 2 cents in, as much as what happened with the whole issue with Conor McGregor doing the whole Buzz incident. Now, that I thought was very unfortunate that he did it and everything, but he paid, he did end up paying the price for that, ended up getting into some serious trouble, and ended up taking on the fight. Now, taking the fight on, he has been doing his own ventures and everything, and even though he lost, fair to him, it was a rivalry in the fight. Now, what happened after the fight isn't exactly Conor McGregor's fault. Okay, I can also say some of the discussions he was doing, mentioning, certain things he was bringing up, certain topics, I can understand that, it's not correct. However, what happened at the end of it was absolutely utter, it was very distasteful, massively. And as much as someone can say, well, he said this, yes, but you did what you did. 2 wrongs don't make a right. And the fact that not only with the incident that happened outside the octagon, you had somebody leaping in to attack Conor McGregor. Now, Dana White has gone on record to state that, it was unbelievably distasteful, depending on, there will be repercussions, depending on certain things. It could be a stripped title, which if that is the case, then fair enough. But at the same time, I feel as though anybody who's involved in that should be fined, and possibly even some possible long-term bans, because it was very, very distasteful and out of order. But anyway, let's move on from that. Now, recently, WWE 2K19 is going to be Well, it's officially already released to the public, only if you got the Woo edition or the deluxe edition. Yes, I will state I did pay for the deluxe edition. I've actually got it all set up for me to jump onto straight after the stream. I'll be honest, it's aside from being also a wrestler myself, I also do like the game, and there's I do like my wrestling games. I can also say the way they've done some of the stuff, I've had a quick game of it, massive improvements, I think, in it. But it's interesting how they've done it. But I won't be able to give a full review until potentially I've actually played the entire game and everything. But I wonder if the Burning Truth could bring back an old show that used to be on, the Burning Truth. I wonder if TBT Games could possibly come back. We'll have to see. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm cutting this one short is because today I actually wrestled at a show today, which is for Pro Wrestling For You, Oscar Mania, and I can also say that event was, I honestly think no matter how much I can say how great it was, I feel as though I'm undercutting it still, because that show was absolutely the best. Bee's Knees, amazing show, and I am so proud to have been able to be involved in it, and also all the people around that were involved on that show, because it was all for a great cause, and, who knows, I hope, I really do hope that this isn't just a one and done for this event. That's how special it was. I feel as though, who knows, could there be an Oscar Mania 2? Because that event is special to myself, was special for everybody that attended, and I can also say the event was a charity event, which was they were raising funds for the Donna Louise Trust, and the event managed to raise $1,400, and I can also say I've never been so proud for a show to do that, and I thank you for all the ones that attended. Thank you for everyone that did attend. It was absolutely special, and I can also say my match was intriguing. I've got bumps, bruises. Not going to be revealing results while I'm still checking my jaw. The reason why I won't be revealing results is because, one, if anybody wants to read them, you can find them on social media, and the other reason is because the whole show will be getting released, most likely on the Pro Wrestling For You On Demand, which, if anybody wants to see that, please check out the Pro Wrestling For You social media. I'm pretty sure that they'll probably get a link on there shortly, or there is already links on there from the past shows and everything, and I do recommend anybody checking it out, especially for Oscar Mania. 100%, that show needs to be checked out. Absolutely unbelievable show. And with that being mentioned, yes, as I've just stated, earlier, I would normally do a longer episode, but due to having bumps, bruises and everything, I need to get, I want to make sure, get myself checked out and everything, and because of a massive busy schedule, and as such, I do apologise. I was going to possibly discuss the WWE Super Showdown. Now, unfortunately, I would love to discuss it, but I don't know the results, and I haven't seen it yet. Well, I'm pretty sure you would have assumed I hadn't seen it when I said I don't know the results. No, I haven't seen it, and I am interested to see it. So, most likely, straight after this, I will be most likely even also getting that on straight away, and I will state, yes, this is the first time I have not done my predictions. I will apologise for not having them out done, sooner, but a very busy schedule kept me from it, and I didn't, know what to put out. And to be honest with you, a lot of the matches I had no idea which. I felt so I could guess where some of them were going, but not all of them. But nevertheless, great show. Hopefully it was a great show, so I'll check that out. But I will be checking that out as soon as possible, and most likely possibly be discussing that next week on the broadcast, which I'm hoping I can actually do on time. Have a bit more freedom and be able to get some better discussions. Also, on top of that, I'm also hoping to be able to bring back TBT interviews at some point, because I've been checking out certain wrestlers and getting into discussions and meetings, and hopefully I might be bringing back TBT interviews, so we can get some interviews out, and so you can get to know more wrestlers on the scene, be it either British wrestlers or even if I can get an international superstar, international wrestler and everything, I'd be more than happy to interview you, and be absolutely happy to help the British, to help any wrestling fan that may or may not know you to get to know you. But with that, that's going to be a wrap up for the news. I'm just going to be doing my usual plugs, which is please check out UKWA, UK Wrestling Alliance, UK Wrestling Media, also known as UKWM, JT Printing and Stitching. I recommend everybody to check out the Mind and also Change, for health and well-being, because it's all for mental health and everything. And some of the discussions, I know some may not want to talk about it, but having them healthy discussions is always something that can actually bring things forward to people and make people more aware of certain things. And who knows, the information that you find on them websites could end up helping either yourself or someone that you may know. You never know. And Team 4 Star, I can also say it, loving the content that they are producing. The fact that they've done some some date reveals when they're doing, the next saga for the Dragon Ball Z Abridged, but also talking about some of the stuff, the Helsing, Abridged stuff. Give them a check out. I want you to check out bands as such like New Breed, Kamens, and of course, I've got to squeeze in my, Botchamania. You're welcome, Matthew. And I recommend everybody to check out Barely Average Studio, which is a game reviewing, channel on YouTube. And if anybody is into gaming, please check out Fatal Misfire on Twitch, which this will be the only link I mention on the plugs, other than the Burning Truth, of course, which is twitch.tv/Fatal Misfire HD, as that's the best way to get, to see the stream. They're usually streaming on Monday, Wednesday and Fridays, and start, with the start time between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. GMT/BST times. And just so everybody knows, I believe he may do weekends now and again, but that's on special occasions, but you'll have to keep an eye out for that. Or check out their, the usual streams of Monday, Wednesday, Friday to see if they're doing a weekend one. But as always, the last plug to cover is, well, before I get to the last plug, there's one more plug I want to give out. I want everybody to check out their local wrestling, their social media for companies like Pro Wrestling For You, Fusion Pro Wrestling, United Wrestling Live. Any local promotions that you are going to, I recommend you check out their social media. It's always great, because you never know, because you can end up winning some free tickets, which is, great. You're getting to go to see some great entertainment, watch some of the rising wrestling superstars. Why not? Give it a check out. But please check out your local wrestling, as I've always stated, especially on social media. Now, please check out the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, which could be the website that you're actually listening to this live right now, or you could be listening to this as a past broadcast. Past interviews will be on there, show reviews, which will be either written and also, of course, audio. As always, I've unfortunately forgot to switch off my forgot to mute my phone. Apologies for that. But there's always interruptions. But let's continue with the Burning Truth website. As I said, show reviews, written and audio, where you can get some merchandise, some snazzy t-shirts, and of course some office mugs, which also make great presents and gifts. The blog page, yes, I will be stating there will be most likely a hiatus because I haven't been able to get around to do that first post. That first post I initially did, I've had to scrap because the whole reason behind it is now gone. So when I do actually have the first blog post, I will be just throwing it out there, and hopefully you'll check that out. But of course, I'll be hopefully returning on the blog with the future predictions, so please check that out. It's also where you can contact, it's a sort of area where you can contact us on the contacts page. There's of course a links page discussing, mentioning some of the links I've already mentioned earlier on this, some of them, not all of them. But of course, the last thing I want you to check out, please check out our social media, which is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and of course Twitter, which is actually not The Burning Truth on Twitter. If anybody wants to find us on Twitter, we are under, and I will spell it out, WRESLING4THWALL. And with that, that's going to be a wrap up this week. I'll hopefully catch you all next week for the Burning Truth, and I'm looking forward to it so I can have a bit more of a discussion, a bit more planning, because I feel as though I've rushed into this week's episode, and I do apologise for that. But as always, I'll hopefully catch you next week. I will try to aim to make it a longer episode and have some actual big discussions for you. But as always, I hope you all stay well, stay safe, and as always, please check out your local wrestling.